Good morning everybody and welcome to this webinar offered by Valsir. This is the first of 3 short but very interesting videos about HRV, that for those who does not know is the acronym for Heat Recovery Ventilation. In this first episode we're talking about air quality and air changing methods and solutions. The second video will be about the features of an HRV component. And the third and last one is going to show you a simple example of an HRV designing process, from collecting the data to choosing the best unit. All of these videos are going to be available on the Valsir Facebook page, on LinkedIn and on YouTube as well. My name is Alessandro Bravin and I am a technical advisor. If you may have any kind of question, please type it down as a comment or a private message, and we'll try to answer as far as we can, as soon as possible. As you all know, modern buildings are designed with higher technical standards than a few decades ago, increasing their energy efficiency. This improvement is generated increasing heat insulation properties, transforming our houses into airtight environments. As a result, heat is kept inside the building longer, but there's a drawback. Have you ever thought about how much time do you spend indoors? It is estimated that in modern society, we do spend up to 90% of our time indoors, where pollution concentration can reach levels 5 times higher than in the outdoors. And as we all think that our home is a place where we look forward after a long and stressful day, and a place where we expect to have comfort the most, a recent World Health Organization research says that every year household air pollution is responsible for 3.8 million deaths and 7.7% of global mortality. Let's now take a look at what air in our houses and indoor place contain. We can list 3 big families of household and indoor pollutants: the physical and chemical pollutants such as humidity, carbon dioxide, also known as CO2, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, VOC, that stands for volatile organic compound, and radon gas. Then we have biological pollutants such as bacteria, viruses, fungi and mold, spores and pollen. And then we got particulate matters. Let's now focus on these pollutants one by one, starting with the physical and chemical ones. And let's see what is their impact on our health and on our houses. Humidity, that is the amount of water vapor suspended in the air, is generated by everyday activities. As we can see in this chart, having a shower generates up to 1.7 kilos of humidity. Cooking with a medium-sized pan generates 900 grams per hour, and even the easiest activity, sleeping, generates from 40 to 50 grams per hour. To sum up, a family of 4 generates up to 10 liters of humidity per day. The first after effect of not getting rid of humidity is mold formation. That is generally found where thermal bridges are. A thermal bridge is an area or component of an object which has higher thermal conductivity than the surrounding materials. Or we can find mold as well in spaces with poor ventilation or high humidity index, such as basements, attics, cabinets, and bathrooms. Mold decreases indoors hygienic conditions, worsens building energy efficiency, requires periodic restoration, and lower the architectonical aspects of our homes. Furthermore, humidity does alterate perceived temperature as you can see in this chart. With a measured temperature of 30 Celsius degree and an index of 50% of humidity that you can find in almost every temperate climate, our body perceives a temperature of 36 degrees. Increasing the humidity index up to 80% that you can find in tropical countries, perceived temperature is 43 degrees. And in the worst case scenario, with a humidity index of 100%, perceived temperature is 48 degrees. Another chemical pollutant we should be aware of is carbon dioxide, because higher value of ppm, parts per million, have negative effects on our everyday activities, on our body and on our health. 400 ppm is the typical amount of CO2 in the air. Reaching a level between 1000 and 2000 ppm, we may start to feel tired and losing concentration. We've all experienced this feeling after spending maybe a couple of hours in a closed meeting room with some colleagues or during classes at school. A level of 200,000 ppm is lethal for human beings. There are two more chemical pollutants we can find in indoor air. The first one is formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is an uncolored volatile gas with pungent smell, irritant and toxic. Due to its bactericidal properties, it is widely used in fabric and furniture production. Formaldehyde can in fact be found in synthetic resins, glue, solvents, preservatives, disinfectants and cigarette smokes. The last chemical pollutant is radon gas. Radon gas is a radioactive natural gas that naturally flows from the center of the earth through the crust to the ground. Radon gas is in fact mostly found close to lower floors and basement, and in certain concentration is the second cause of lung cancer just after cigarette smoke. Carrying on with pollutants, there are natural or artificial particulate matter. The natural ones are dust and pollen that affects most people with allergies, and the artificial one are concentrated in big cities area, as they are a result of engines emissions, domestic heating, brakes and tires residues, and again, cigarette smokes. Smaller parts are way more dangerous than the bigger one. In fact, smaller parts affect our lower respiratory system, causing diseases such as asthma and bronchitis. Having just now listed all the pollutants we can find in the air, let's see what are the ideal environment conditions we all should have in our homes. Temperature should be between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity should be around 50%. Air velocity should be lower than 0.2 meters per second. We definitely need fresh and filtered air, trying to avoid noise pollution. Opening doors and windows may seem the obvious way to bring fresh air in and get rid of the moisture. But if you do it in winter time, you might just waste your money giving extra job to your furnace to reheat your house. European standards say that we should change 50% of air volume every hour. But how long does it take to obtain this exchange ratio? It takes 2 hours per day. But pay attention, these are not 2 straight hours. We should open 2 opposing windows for 5 minutes every hour for 24 hours. Said that, what is the perfect solution for air exchange inside the building? The perfect solution is HRV, heat recovery ventilation. HRV is a piece of mechanical equipment that, working 24/7, allows us to achieve the best air conditions without compromising our health and waste any heating. All of this is achieved thanks to, first, high-efficiency filters that can stop us to 60% of PM that we seen before. And here is a before and after peak of a filters kit within 6 months from the installation, and second with the component called heat exchanger. HRV consists of two ventilation ducts running next to one another, passing between the inside and the outside of a house. One carries cool fresh air in, the other one carries moist stale air out. The clever bit is that the air streams run through the heat exchanger that allows the outgoing air to pass most of its heat to the incoming air, without the two air streams actually mixing together. That's why it is called double flow HRV. To summarize the pros of an HRV in comparison to natural ventilation, HRV provides filtration and energy recovery that natural ventilation does not. Installing a double flow HRV allows us to exchange air with pollution removal, to filter impurities such as dust and pollen, and to recover thermal energy as required by the modern principle of building sustainability. Valsir has a wide range of double flow HRV for small and medium-sized residential and commercial buildings from 126 square meters to 444 square meters, both for vertical and horizontal installation. HRV may be provided with a dehumidifier as an optional. But we're going to explore all the features of Valsir HRV system components on the next episode. This is all for today about air changing methods and HRV. Follow our next live, that's going to be on Tuesday the 19th at 10:30 a.m. Thank you for joining us today and have a nice day.